Both are on. How goes it? Anyone jumping on? Oh, hi, Mom. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear the music okay, Mom? Can you hear that okay? Yeah? You hear me okay too? You can hear me fine? Cool. Let's wait for a few more people to jump on. Oh yeah, it's Fiona. The new album. She just released an album on Tuesday. First album since 2012, I believe. Here's my piece from, I know I sent you a picture, but here's the piece from last week. I'll show my other camera. Inspired by Gun Whale Ales. My feeling in their tasting room, drinking their beers. Coastal ales, so kind of a modern meets rustic approach to brewing. And yeah, looks like you're the only one on right now. I'm expecting at least one more. She's gonna be my guest later on. But if not, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue with you, Ma. Tonight, gonna be drinking Relax Offshoot Beer Company, which is the brewery's IPA line. I already got something mentally going for this, especially 'cause it's Earth Day today. Smells delicious. I'm gonna slow pour this bad boy, keep the head rolling. Let that going right there. Still you right now. Chris, hi. Chris, I know you mentioned you starting to get more of a taste for hazy IPAs. The brewery, this is a Offshoot Beer Company, their IPA line from the brewery. They might distribute out while we're at. You might be able to get a hold of Relax. It's phenomenal. Teal Press is on. What up, Haley? We at least got 3 people. My mom, last week's guest, and this week's guest. Boom. Yeah, look out for it. You might be able to get it where you're at. But I'm doing Relax, letting some people jump on a little bit. Get yourself poured. Yeah, look at that. The Hayes boys would say that looks gorgeous. You can smell a little bit of the hop, like resin and pineapple, mango. It's what most of the tropical hazies smell like to me. Whoa. You guys hear the music okay? Can you hear me over the music? It's actually loud, so I might turn it down one. Can you hear me okay? I'm talking. Toss it down one. All right, let's get this party started. If you haven't gotten yourself poured, whatever you're drinking, beer, wine, cocktail, non-alcoholic, describe something. That's what we normally do. That description might help lead you into what you're creating, what your piece is, or what its main purpose, why I normally do it, is to get your mind to think about the experience and to think descriptively. Just jogs your mind and gets you kind of ready to go to be in that creative mindset. This is the piece I did last week. Is inspired by Major Domo. That's where my note is back down there. You can see Major Domo. And this is inspired by Gunwale Ales. The kind of rustic meets modern is kind of their approach and their aesthetic. As coastal ales, where the land meets the sea, and old principles and new principles, and pioneering meets new age pioneering. It's kind of how they describe themselves, and they're yeast driven and hop forward beers. And I was drinking a citrus farmhouse ale. It was a nice rich golden or orangey amber color. This has some of their colors incorporated, and the orange lines are kind of the feel I get. Plus, when I first went there, I got sunburned on their patio. I just enjoyed myself for far too long with no sunscreen. But that's how I feel. They have these beautiful collages in their tasting room that are done by one of their owners. He's an artist, and he likes to incorporate some of the things that navigate them. They usually have maps, and they usually have some modern and rustic elements, and some that might be inspired by farmland or coastal land. So I wanted to incorporate all those things, and that's what I ended up doing. And they have two colors, like their main color is like this mustardy yellow color, and then they go in and they have these like triangles that kind of make a 3D like map of the like aerial view of a coastal range in the ocean, like Channel Islands maybe, I think. And they're painted, the edges are painted, but it's like mint green. I found literal mint and chip ice cream from Oprah magazine. Thanks, Ma. I think you gave me that. But that was last week's. Now let's get on to this week's. So I'm drinking Relax. It smells delicious. It's from Offshoot Beer Company, which is The Brewery, their IPA line. This is their staple Hazy IPA. They have a double IPA, which is Retreat, Relaxing with Retreat. And they just recently released, maybe not even 6 months ago, hoppy Pilsner called Unwind. So Relax, Retreat, and Unwind. But this one is delicious. That's where we're going with it. I picked it up this last weekend. I wasn't sure what beer I was going to drink, but today is also Earth Day. So I'm going to write that on my piece right now. In the beginning of my normal painters parties, which is what we normally do, is we describe the beverage we're drinking, a little bit of sensory, what it looks like, tastes like, smells like, and see if that might drive anything. But what I'm doing for you is literally taking the feelings and understanding of what the actual beverage itself, or the packaging, or what it makes me feel, or a memory it might evoke, some aspect of that, and that drives my piece holistically. It's not meant to do that for you, but if you want to challenge yourself, do it. But today is Earth Day, and drinking some Relax. It was a nice 90-degree weather day today. Shorts weather. I don't know if you can see my shorts. Shorts weather in Southern California today. So I got a nice little thing going on based on their can, but I'm going to go through sensory real quick before I get into that concept. But today is Earth Day, and I'm going to write that down because that's what's going to also help drive my piece. So we're visual creatures. We start by looking. With most food, if things look good, it tastes good too. So and if you're a Hazy IPA fan, a hazy beer fan, you know that when you can't see it, it looks like this. It's going to trigger your mind to say, yeah, that's going to taste tropical and delicious as fuck. So that's essentially what this is doing. But looking at it, describe what that color is and describe its actual appearance. So it is hazy. I cannot see through it. You can't see my hand holding it up. It is murky, hazy, every other, foggy, all that. But it looks hazy. The color is golden. There's the main official colors: pale, or straw, golden, amber, brown, and black. Those are the official ratings of beer color. This would be definitely be golden. I wouldn't say it's straw. It would just be lighter. I wouldn't say it's amber. Maybe gold amber, but definitely golden. And you cannot see through it. By the way, on the horn, or on the music playing today is Fiona Apple's new album released on Tuesday. First album since 2012. So hopefully you enjoy. It's this is the title track. Yeah, Fetch the Bolt Cutter is what this is called. Then I loaded up one of my other favorites, but still a newer one from her. It was 2005. Was Extraordinary Machine, and that title track is the first track. When it comes on, I'm probably gonna get excited because the message is really rad. But take a listen. That's just driving some of the vibes tonight. If you're just joining in right now, we're describing our beverage. I just got through looking at it. Now we're going to go through the aroma. Aroma is a big part of taste. It's about 75%, your olfactory senses. So right now, if your beverage, especially if it's beer, if it's been sitting a bit and your head's depleted, agitate a little bit, swirl it around, unleash all those gorgeous little bubbles that all pack little aroma punches. You can do a quick little drive-by. Then you want to get your nose in there, see what you smell. In most hazies, it's hard for me to get beyond this. I don't smell much more than like ripe mango, usually pineapple. This one I can smell a little bit of a hop resin. Not quite piney, but I do pick up a little bit of that. So smelling, I'm going to write down. I have people write things down because I want you to commit them to memory. Go through this process. If you cover it up or if it's doing it on a piece of paper, no worries. But the way this smells right now, I definitely get ripe mango. I don't get as much pineapple, and I do get a little bit of the hop resin. And so now we go move on to taste. Before you taste it this time, I want you to go back through and look at it. Find a consistent light source. Take a look, because if it looks pretty, it tastes pretty. If it smells pretty, it tastes pretty. If it looks like shit and smells like shit, chances are it's not going to taste very good. Now swirl it around. I get a little bitter back end. Yeah, that's great. Taste. Definitely still get the mango. That's hard to get out of my head right now. Almost like I get like lemon peel or grapefruit peel. At the end, a little bit of that bitter grapefruit at the end. All right, once you get done with taste, you move on to mouthfeel. Usually that's done before the taste, and I say this every time, but I don't always know who's jumping on, who's doing what. So, and who knows that much about beer or not. So usually when beer hits lips, they just tend to swallow it. So if you do care about the mouthfeel, which a lot of that is important, especially with the Hazy IPA, that contributes a lot to the mouthfeel. While this is called Relax, it has tropical flavors and it's easy to drink, but it still coats the mouth. So it doesn't, for me, it doesn't necessarily quench my thirst in that feeling where it leaves me feeling a little bit more thirsty because there's more body to it. And that body is from unfiltering or not filtering out all of the particulates. They make it hazy. But mouthfeel is usually rated or talked about before you physically taste it. But this is full-bodied. It's and it still leaves me. It's still dry. It's still dry and leaves me thirsty. Which is a good thing. Makes me want to keep drinking it, right? Leaves me thirsty. The last thing we do ends up being memories. So today happens to be Earth Day. I don't remember what I did last year on Earth Day. I got no idea. My daughter right now for schooling from her teacher, all the lessons this week are all related to recycle, reduce, reuse. What can you contribute? Learning. I mean, she's in TK, so I don't think they use like carbon footprint. But essentially, how can you help the Earth? What are ways? Can you turn off lights when you're not using them? Reuse certain things. I filmed her earlier for an assignment. She repurposed one of Mama's, I think, makeup boxes, and she put her paints in there, and she painted the outside of it, and she wants to put a string, almost make it like a carry, like almost like a purse or a satchel for her little paints. Like, she's the best of both worlds. She wants to carry on her paints like a little freaking artist, and she wants to get into fashion and like Mama. So like, it's like win-win. But that's what she's doing for Earth Day, repurposing that. And for me also, repurposing a whole bunch of my materials. If you're using paints at home or whatever you have, I try to boast to make this as easy as possible. But I want you to, if you can, reuse a whole bunch of your materials, things that you may not think about. These are snack boxes and coffee boxes that I'm able to use. They have usually different colors on the inside, white or brown or different shades of brown. I got magazines. I have ads from our junk mail. So these are ways you might be able to repurpose some junk and turn it into something maybe a little more beautiful. They end up throwing it away, cool. But this is all done on cardboard too. I'm just cutting off of boxes that I have in the garage. So that already in and of itself is kind of a memory for me as the past ones I've been doing. This is our fifth Not Your Average Quarantine night. So the past 4, I've been doing this exact same formula and repurposing some of the stuff. But other memories revolve around this beverage, and holistically, I have a memory. I was supposed to be at Left Coast in Irvine this past Monday, and last time I was there in February, there was a woman there that did a whale shark. So if you look at this can, it's a dude. He's sitting on a tube, inner tube in the ocean, and then there's a whale shark. But it's telling you to relax because whale sharks are harmless. So yeah, just chill. No worries, just a whale shark. That's what this is showing you. By the way, I'm showing my other camera over here because I put it up on YouTube afterwards. But so the point of this, it's a nice day out. Let's relax. I've had this several times. And now my strict memory is going to be this class, doing this piece strictly about this. But drinking this kinds of beer do remind me of chilling either in the backyard or hanging out with friends, and so that's what a lot of that is. And more so being outdoors. Outdoors chillaxin is what I'm going to actually write. Yeah, I said it, chillaxin. I'm going to do chillaxin with an apostrophe and chillaxin. But all of that also contributes to keeping the earth clean and healthy. So I'm going to plug that as best as possible. And that's what's actually going to drive my piece. So I did have a little bit of time to think about this beforehand. God, anyone getting haircuts out there? Look at this. It's getting long as fuck. But I'm going to base it off of the feeling in this can on this IPA. It's not going to so much be the color. I might try to almost recreate sort of this feeling. But what I'm going to do, what I'm going to hope to do is it'll be a little bit of a statement on plastic in the ocean. So it's a huge issue. I hate paper straws. I'm going to try to minimize more plasticware. We try our best, but I definitely don't do enough of that. So I'm going to try to do that while I already reuse other materials, and I try to reduce as much as possible in other elements. That's something that I definitely don't do, is plastic consumption. So this might be an effort to jumpstart that movement for me. But it's going to be around relax, and it's going to be relax and hopefully like some plastic around. So I have sort of an idea, and I'll get going in a second, but everything else you're going to see is going to be in real time. So that means I have a couple images that I've already teared out from previous weeks. I'm going to use some of those, But I'm going to be looking for images. I don't have a person, and I don't know what I'm going to do for the actual person floating. I don't know how that's going to look. And you're going to find me looking for it. And we're going to chill, listen to Fiona Apple. At around 7:30 in the second half. Last week we welcomed our first guest. My friend Chris. She was longing for a little bit of the social aspect that is my normal class. It's designed to be social. You get inspiration by talking to people and looking at shit. When you have a room full of people that also don't know what they're doing, you'd be surprised what dope shit actually comes out of that when people start to actually all kind of work and play off of each other, and you're talking to each other and you get into your vibe, and you don't realize that no one cares what anyone is doing except for making dope shit. So that's kind of lost in this experience. So I'm bringing on another guest this week. She's a rad, awesome individual who runs a screen printing shop in Fullerton, California. Haley, and her screen printing shop's called the Teal Press, and she's going to jump on a little bit, tell you a little bit about some cool community things that she's doing, and some of the projects that she's done whilst doing this in the past. She's done a couple of them. So we'll bring you on, Haley, in about 9 minutes. Let me go ahead and get started on some of this, all right? If you're wondering how to get started, you don't have to finish this in this time period, by the way. I finished my one from last week. This is the one I did from last week, inspired by the way I feel and the love I have for the brand and the aesthetic and the beers of Gunwale Ales in Costa Mesa. They have a second location. This is what I did last week. I finished it earlier today. Worked a little bit last night and then a little bit night after. I didn't get anything over the weekend, so do this on your own time. You're not here to impress nobody. Z, what up? Yeah, you're not here to impress anybody but yourself, so you define what good means and just get going at this point. So, for my ocean, chilling in the relax, I don't know if Alex Ponce is on. He's the designer for the brewery. He jumped on last week, but I don't know if he's on right now. But I believe he designed that can. He just celebrated a year. Well, maybe he didn't. I don't know if he's been there for a year. Maybe it was somebody else. I'm not sure. I'm going to use some blue, all different kinds of blue, and almost mosaic parts of my ocean. So that's what I'm going to do. I have a bunch of scraps in here, so I'm not going to waste time trying to find blue. I can find that. I'm going to need to look through some of my magazines. I found a lot of my stuff from Oprah magazine and Landscape Architecture magazine that I happen to have on hand to try to find it. But I'm going to try to find something that's relaxing, almost in a hammock or something like that might emulate or give the same feeling of being able to lay and chill in the water and not worry about it. But again, because it's Earth Day, my water is going to be plastified. So I might find objects to put in amongst my blue mosaic. And I think I had an idea. I might actually, rather than staple everything and do a mosaic, I think I'm just going to put a bunch of clear tape, that shit all over the place, almost make it look like it's plasticky. So that might work too, in my favor. Let's find some images. Here's some blue that I might be able to use. I'm going to try to find some images that are small enough for a central in order to make me feel like I'm relaxing. And this is real fucking time. If I don't find something in 6 minutes, I'm gonna pull on Haley from the Teal Press, talk a little bit talk shop about a screen print shop. I see Garrett's on. What up, dude? Yeah. Check it. And I think you already commented, Garrett, you've had Relax before. You had told me you thought it was phenomenal. So I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to emulate this cover, this actual can, but also doing it as a statement for Earth Day today and putting a bunch of plastic and shit floating in the ocean. So I'm trying to find imagery, probably put it together as someone that might be laying back. I think it might be a needle in the haystack to find someone on a raft. But if I can see someone in like a backward prone position and something small, I want it to look vast. I think I might actually reorient and do it in portrait to where it's like a tall can. versus doing it this way. So have someone chill. And because this has the whale shark and has the water, I'm probably going to make that as much as possible. I'm probably going to put them way up here and have all this just be shit floating in the water below. Or it might be I might switch the perspective and have it from an aerial view. Like you're looking over the top and they're laying down. It's all just surrounded by the ocean surface, which is just plastic. Bluish plastic and shit and stuff. So I'm trying to find what that image might look like. I'm looking at Esquire right now. I don't know if that might be the smartest thing to try to find someone laying down. If you're wondering who's on the music right now, I got Fiona Apple's new album. Came out on Tuesday. Give it a listen. If you are following along right now, if you just jumped on, pour yourself a beer. I've already got my description, but if you go through a sensory, what it looks like, tastes like, what it looks like, smells like, tastes like, how it feels, and then any memories that it might evoke, just to get your head jump started. If it drives your piece, cool. If it doesn't, also cool. Mine, I'm challenging myself to let each one of these drive them. What time is it? 5 minutes. Haley, hang tight. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right magazine to look. That might be funny. This dude's in the Speedos. I'm going to pull that out just in case if I don't find anything. I'm trying to emulate the Relax can. No, nothing there. Let's try this other one. If not, ooh. AAA. Oh, it's Orange County Westways. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, this actually might work. She's snorkeling. Yeah, I might do that. Shit. I don't know if I'm going to beat that. Let me look real quick. I don't know if I'm going to find anything that's going to be better than that. So I can put it up at the top. And then looking down into the... Ooh, these guys are on a little bit of a raft. I might be able to pull that. I like the snorkeling, I think, better. So I usually do collage in these. I boast and try to promote doing collage mostly because I don't know if you have paint at home. I don't know if you have markers. I don't know if you feel comfortable using paint or using markers or being able to draw. So I basically have collage down because I want you... this might work. It's a kayak. I can come back to that. I think I like the snorkel. I think I'm going for snorkel. Yeah, I'm going to go for snorkel. I'll make it a little bit more clean in a little bit. Haley, we're going to get you on in a second. But basically, I have you guys do... Oh, that was a mistake. I'm going to tape that. Woo. That might work for my tape plastic idea. Booyah! I was saying, I usually have you do collage because it's easy to find other images and piece and place them together. You can work on your composition by moving things around and seeing what feels good, what you like. If you want to get a little dangerous and be a little more avant-garde and have things with a lot of negative space and play with scale and sense of repetition and things like that, you can do that pretty quickly by moving shit around until you like it. Then when you're done, I've been stapling everything. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of a mosaic for the water with a bunch of images. So I'm actually going to use Scotch tape just all over it and make it look like the plastic in the ocean. That little genius idea happened to pop in my head when I was trying to find the tape. There's a little light bulb moment. But sorry, I thought of that beforehand, not right now. I try to do everything in real time. I don't know what everyone's ability is or isn't. All right. Haley, you about ready? You think? Haley, you still on? Teal press. It's about that time. If not, I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Perfect. All right, so Haley, request to be on, I think, is like a button you can... I'm gonna turn down music one more notch. Try to be able to hear you. You find it? Hit a request. It should be like send request to join or something like that. I am gonna use this blue, by the way, and I'm gonna use this blue, and I'm gonna use this blue for sure. Haley. Boom, just oh, there we go. Booyah. Haley. Waiting for a response. Connecting. Booyah. There you are. I'm going to lean down so
How's it going?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good.
Good. I'm gonna turn the Fiona down a little bit. Hold on. That way I can hear you okay. What up, man?
Thanks for having me.
Dude, no problem. You're doing some amazing things. I want to make sure you be able to talk about it.
Thank you.
But first, before that, I don't know if you have your other two. I think you joined 2 other times before this. Yes, you did the
Yes.
cool wine bottle last time. And you had another piece you did before that. If you happen to have them handy, you can just show real quick what you did.
Sure.
Perfect. I should have prepped you on that. My bad. I'll yell at my producer later. Awesome.
Okay. So this one was one that I made, I think, probably like second week into our pandemic, and I was obviously very angry about what was happening.
Yeah.
And so I don't even think I was listening. I just started going crazy making this.
You're
and
doing
like
it.
everything I found from my junk mail just kind of started to flow in making this thing.
Your literal feelings in that moment. At that time. Yeah.
And it felt really good to make this
Good.
afterwards. And in the moment too, like that whole hour, I just totally forgot and just created, and it was so good for my brain.
Nice.
So, and then the week after that, I wasn't in, and then last week.
Oh, a little connection. You back? There you go. Oh yeah, the bottle. Audio dropped out. I can't hear the audio, but I can see it. Hold on, Haley. I can't hear you. Can anyone hear? Can you guys hear her? You had a connection, or I had a connection issue. Can you hear me? Anyone hear me? Hold on, I can't hear you. You there? Can you talk? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Let's jump back. Can you guys hear me still? Was it me or I'm not sure? Sorry, there we go. Alright, waiting for response. Connecting. Boom. I can't hear you. Shit. Can you hear me? You can hear me okay? You can't hear me either? Well, fuck. Alright, hold on. Can you guys hear? I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna end it and go back in. I'm back. Let's see if we can get people back. Sorry, guys. Alright. Teal Press, Haley, you're back on. Can you hear me okay? I don't know if it's my connection or what. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah? Hey, Jenny. You can hear okay? Yeah? Alright. Haley, you want to try jump on again? Sorry, we had a connection issue. We had Haley from we had a connection issue with Haley from Teal Press. And right when we needed her to talk, we can hear her first, and then so I don't know what happened. We started over. Perfect. We got some of the audience back. Haley, you want to try jump on again real quick? It's getting hot in my garagio right now. Boom, there she is. Alright, there we go. Yes, relax. Aaron, what up, dude?
Hello?
Yeah. Hi, I can hear you now. You can hear
Can
me?
you hear me now?
Yeah. I think there was a weird connection issue right before you grabbed the bottle. So I couldn't hear you. I guess you couldn't hear me. But we're good now. All right.
Yes, we're good now.
So.
And we got some of the people back.
Yes, we got people back. So before anything happens, the purpose why you're on, because you're making dope shit, because you have an awesome small business. You're being affected right now by COVID-19 and quarantine because your business heavily relates to events because you're a screen printer. And so tell us more about what you're doing right now.
So right now, we're running on a skeleton crew, but we're trying to make stuff happen, and we're trying to keep the community together by creating. Mm-hmm. So we started a community, TEE project on our website, and we've reached out to local artists, also some of our customers like breweries and
you got some tattoo shops.
Anyone that wants to join, and what we do is we create a graphic and the marketing material for it, and then we launch it on our site, and $10 for every shirt goes straight to their business.
Yeah.
We're also doing our own Teal Press products, and all the proceeds from the Teal Press products go directly to the Teal Press workers that are currently at home.
Yeah.
So, it feels really, it's so amazing how in every business and every creative outlet, how people have just really figured out how to make it work and how to be positive and make little changes, and it's been really cool.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome. I've been following along and trying to share when I can. You reached out to me. That's how I first heard about it. I didn't have to lay off anybody. It's just me. So I'd rather give the spot to some other people, and I try to help you out in other ways. Hopefully sharing this is good. Hopefully some of those designs that we worked through might be able to turn into something for you. And we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I know, that's awesome. But you're hustling. I'm following. If you guys aren't following Teal Press, teal is in the color. You want to tell us how you got started real quick? How'd you start doing screen printing?
So I actually started screen printing in my garage in 2003. I went from my garage. The reason I got into it is because my mom is the first woman's professional skateboarder.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put her old images on T-shirts. After a while, people just started asking me if I could print their stuff. And that's how I got where I am now.
Yeah.
Another reason why I like your class is sometimes I'm always creating other people's art a lot with screen printing, and I forget to take a second and try to do something for myself. So
Yeah.
it's like a nice breath of fresh air.
Well,
From,
thank you.
You know,
Glad I could be of service. Yeah, you and Brandon did it. My first official class at Asylum, because you print Asylum's merch, and so you guys did it. And if you go back on my Instagram, guys, basically their pieces, they did like a tulip glass, and they put it together, but they didn't talk about what they were gonna fill in the positive and negative voids of the glass. It's freaking sick. I'll probably post it after this as a thank you, and then show it. Cause it might be far back on my feed now, but it's you're the first people that have done a piece like that. They've only done a couple. There's been couples that have joined it, but your guys' was completely organic, which was freaking rad. And I remember you guys weren't even like looking at each other, just like in the zone, and then you put it together, and it was so freaking cool. And there's each of you, so a representative of.
Yeah, and it was so crazy too how he created his with everything outside of the glass.
Yeah.
And everything of mine was inside of the glass.
I know.
It was so trippy.
I know, the perfect little like the perfect little yin and yang harmony between the two pieces. It was freaking awesome. So I'll post it after this for sure.
Do you want to see what I'm working on?
Yeah,
right
what are
now?
you working on right now? I was just gonna ask. Didn't know if you were or if you were trying to think of what you're gonna talk about.
I thought it would be fitting, since I was talking about screen printing.
Yeah.
I have some old retired squeegees lying around that I've been wanting to make into art for a while. So I just started. This is a squeegee.
Oh, rad.
And I know that you're all about the palm trees, and I found this amazing magazine. Well, it's Bliss magazine. It's an old Bliss magazine that's been sitting in the bathroom at my work forever. And I just grabbed it on my way out of work today, and I wrapped it.
Nice.
Sweetie.
Yeah.
And because my inspiration tonight is Golden Road, and of course, Golden Road Brewery is totally California.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking a Champango.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh, they're so good. And then, so I have some other squeegees that I'm wrapping.
Killer.
And that one has a succulent. And I love succulents.
Yeah. Are you?
So yeah,
Are you?
I think I'll make.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What's that?
Go ahead.
I think once I get it all done, I'm going to hang them like a mobile inside a screen frame.
Yeah.
Like a.
Oh, like the wood. The
screen
wooden.
frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But minus the
So-
screen, obviously. I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing to keep to? Because I guess if you're gonna be hanging them, it's just not coated with anything. Are you gluing on the inside? Are you taping it down?
Yeah, I have this wood glue
Ooh,
lying around.
Titebond's the
at my
best.
shop, so I brought this home, and then I have tape for anything else.
Yeah, nice. You're not worried about coating the outside because this is gonna be hanging. It's not gonna be used. I wasn't sure if you're gonna use them and then have the magazine rub off. That's what I was worried. But then once you said you're gonna hang it like a mobile or mobile, yeah, killer. You're just gonna drill through them, or they're already able to hang like on a workbench or something.
This is how I store them at work already with
Perfect.
a hole,
Yeah,
like on a pegboard.
yeah,
So they already have holes in them, so that's good. And I can just hang.
that's killer.
Yeah.
All right,
it's fun.
Haley. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Dude, thanks for wanting to come on. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining the last couple of times, actually doing something, making something, sharing it, promoting it in the communities. If you guys aren't following, look up Teal Press, especially if you're in Orange County. Look at some of the designs for some of the partnerships with the local businesses, tattoo shops and breweries, and take a look. And proceeds go to some of her staff and keeping her business alive and the business that it actually represents and marketed for. So cheers, thank you so much, Haley. Tell Brandon I said hi, and I'll see you. Hopefully we'll get a beer together when all this is over. But in the meantime, cheersies.
Cheers.
All right, bye. Thank you so much. Boop. Yeah. All right, we're back. Cool. Got 15 minutes still, so if you're still hanging on, Britt, hi. How you doing? I see you. Can't read the other one above that, unfortunately. So what I'm working on right now, I got some Relax Hazy IPA from Offshoot Beer Company from the brewery. And basically, I'm emulating the feeling of this. It's a nice 90-degree day today, but it's going to be a little bit of a statement also for Earth Day. Basically, it's got this person, he's chilling on the water, and there's a whale shark below. It's like, hey, relax, they're not going to hurt you. It's a whale shark. But I'm basically going to try to find, I'm going to have this person snorkeling, I found. I already mistakenly cut through the starfish. I'm going to cut around her a little bit more precisely. But basically, I use Scotch tape to tape over the cuts. I don't know if you can see that on the screen well enough. But essentially, it's going to be a bunch of shit and plastic floating in here. She's going to be looking at this starfish, and it's just going to be, I'm going to have it oriented and figured out in portrait, like the tall can, essentially. But I'm going to do all of this. The water line is going to be up here, and all of this is going to be the ocean below. And it's going to be a sort of mosaic of these different blue patterns and clouds and stuff underneath there. And I'm going to find like watches and little things I might be able to glue in, tape in there. But essentially the tape is also going to make it look a little plasticky. So that's what I'm about to do right now. And if you just jumped on right now, we had a live one going earlier. I had a little connection issue. Jumped back on. And so this one right now, in real time, I found this image. This is what I'm going with. And most of this is manifesting right here, right now, before your very eyes. You don't need to finish. I'm not going to finish. The idea also of this, compared to my normal class, is do it on your own time. I always boast do you, boo, but this case is do you on your own time. So, yeah, let's go. I'm going to turn the music back up. It's Fiona Apple's new album. And we're, and two songs that's my favorite. Extraordinary Machine was your album from 2005. So two more songs for this album, and then I'm probably going to sing and get excited. But I'm going to cut this out. I don't really necessarily need it too. I just want some of the water. And I want some of the sky above. I may not even use the sky above. I might just use the water line and keep the brown. What are y'all drinking? Put it in the comments. If I can try to read them. Alright. I'm going to clean this up a little bit more later. I'm going to start getting some of these. Basically, I'm just going to rip. I don't want to cut. I'm going to rip. Have a little bit of texture from the edges. But I basically got these blue clouds. This is going to make up a large majority. This is going to make up the ocean below. And I want it to almost feel like particles that'll be taped together with plastic clear tape. So it's Earth Day today. I definitely don't do enough to minimize plastic use. So I'm going to try to hopefully make this piece as a statement and kicking my own fucking ass to do it. You got water? Nah. Wait, water and... Oh, sanding our door so we can paint it. Oh yeah, nice. That's my sister-in-law. Boop, boop, boop. Those are big enough chunks. I can come back to the blue if I need. I got some more shades of blue here I'm going to go ahead and do. Let me cut the white out real quick. I might use that white later. Cut it out this way. Boom. Almost coming up on 10 minutes. Ooh, I might use this Louis Vuitton. Louis. Get some blue. I want to find some images of some random things I can put into this ocean. things that just kind of go by the wayside, objects, just more of a larger statement. Some blue, ripping all this, some actual oceanage. So if you, this is your first time jumping on, I do this Wednesdays, new beer, new piece. I don't finish the night of, that's not what it's about. I'm not here to try to impress you. I'm here to help you go through the creative process. It starts with describing your beer. I wrote all my notes literally about my beer, sensory on here. My beer actually does drive this, but that's not the point always. In my normal paintish parties, it's all about getting you to think descriptively and think experientially of that experience. The beer is a big time experience, and brewers and breweries work really hard to bring that experience and make you understand that. The way it looks, the way it smells, the way it tastes, the way it feels, the memories it evokes. So I go through all that in our normal class and have you guys write down those things. And I start that way here too. We also normally look at some artwork beforehand, before we actually create, but I don't get a chance. I'm not going to go through and just show you some pieces. I share a lot of that on my Instagram feed of some collage work. And I start with collages because, or I promote collages and do collages mostly because I want you to be able to do whatever you want. You find a couple images, you make it work, you think creatively how you can piece it together. You work on your composition by moving things around. It's very visceral because you can, and it doesn't require you to have to be able to paint or be able to draw. So fuck that. If you can't do those things, you don't have paints or markers, grab some junk mail, grab some boxes from some snacks. I got some fucking Wheat Thins box and there's some muffins. I've used the boxes before. You can use them for all kinds of things. I happen to have some magazines and junk mail lying around, and ads. So use those things. I'm using tape. I use stapler. Doesn't have to look fancy. The idea is to make a composition out of something that wasn't anything before with shit you got lying around. Especially in terms of Earth Day. If you can repurpose some of those things and something that you made of your experience, whether it starts tonight or you just get inspired to do it later, and then say you take the rest of quarantine or whatever that actually looks like to work on something, awesome. If you want to put it up and display it, cool. If you don't, it was trash to begin with. So that's kind of the MO of what this not your average quarantine night is. I'm Chris. I'm the head dude from Craft and Arts. I'm the only dude. And it's Craft and Arts as in craft beer and arts and crafts. It's not your average paint night. And tonight it's not your average quarantine night for sure. Got 7 minutes, so with that, I'm going to say cheers if you need to jump off right now. I'm going to run this clock out because it's not going to stop me because I started a new live video, so it's going to go for another hour. But I've been on for enough time. I'm going to go ahead and cut it at about, in about 7 minutes. This is Extraordinary Machine, by the way, by Fiona Apple. Go then I will find me. This road is behind me. Be kind to me or treat me mean. I make the most of it. I'm an extraordinary machine. Check it out, Fiona Apple, Extraordinary Machine from 2005. Her new album dropped 2 days ago. Last week I think actually. So we were listening to that beforehand. This is an album that I love. That's what's vibing on us for tonight. Alright, let me find some watches and some random crap I can put into. I'm going to find probably like a lounge chair and landscape architecture magazine that I can just have floating in the water. Ooh, this is kind of nice. A bar chair. I might be able to isolate that. I'm going to rip that out. Road is rolling behind me. Oh, this is easier. Bench. Oh, treat me mean. I make the most of it. I'm an extraordinary machine. Sorry, I can't sing like she can. I'm gonna use this bench and be floating in the water. The road is roads are behind me. Be kind to me or treat me mean. I make the most of it. I'm an extraordinary machine. Love that track. Yeah. Ooh, maybe this fireplace. That's funny. If you are jumping on right now, I'll be done shortly. But basically, I'm emulating this can, relax, but making a statement about all the plastic and all the shit in the ocean for Earth Day today. So being able to relax and having this snorkeler that's gonna be looking down into the ocean and finding like random shit like a fireplace and this bench I have, and I'm gonna find a watch at an Esquire. So I'm sure there's yep, Cartier right there, right when I opened up. A watch. There's gotta be some other random shit in here. Some pistachios. Yep. I'm gonna use this Patron cap cork. So I'm gonna be jumping off soon. It's actually been an hour, even though we got interrupted momentarily, but it has been an hour. Yeah, so we got about 4 more minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. I want to say thanks for jumping on and saying hi. If you're working on something at home, cool. Tag hashtag not your average quarantine nights @_craft and arts. This live and the other one previously is already in my stories, but this live will be in my stories for it'll end at 8 o'clock. The first part will end whenever that ended, unfortunately. But I have everything on this other camera over here, minus my eyes sometimes, but other camera that'll go on a YouTube channel, so you can at least follow that. You won't see our guest from tonight in person on this other camera, but you'll hear her, Haley from Teal Press, and she's a screen printer and does some awesome work. She's partnering communities with some local businesses to help jumpstart some business for both of them. $10 goes to the business, and the rest of the money goes to keeping her business afloat in a like a savings account for the staff that she had to let go momentarily for when they get back. So follow her, support her at Teal Press, like the color, and I'll be sharing some of her stuff, and I'll share actually the piece that her and Brandon worked on the first time I meet them, actually. So thanks, Haley, for being on. I'm sorry you won't be seen on the YouTube channel, but you'll be heard, no problem. Yeah, we're about that time. I'm going to keep looking for some objects to add into my ocean. And stay tuned. I think I got 3 or 4. That should be good. The rest of it's going to be plasticky from this tape. I'm just going to put a ton of the satin, of the glossy tape, and that's basically going to be the plastic element of all these things is chilling in the ocean. And that's about it. I think I'm good. I got a cork. I like things in odd numbers, 3s and 5s and 7s. So I have I'm going to use the Patron cork, some pistachios, Cartier watch, that's 3, fire pits, and probably this bench. I think those all might be able to fit in there. I might need to find some smaller stuff. Either way, I think we're good. I'm going to chill. We got 2 more minutes and the rest of this beer. So, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'll be live next Wednesday. Yeah. Cheersies. Hashtag not your average quarantine nights. Make some dope shit and not so dope time. And repurpose some stuff, especially today's Earth Day. So use the things you're not using. Junk mail, cardboard, tape, staple. You don't have to be a painter to be a good artist or to be creative. So cheers, guys. Thank you so much. Do some smaller stuff. I don't know. I might need to find some other images that might be a little bit smaller just to fit in the composition. Get enough water. I think it's about that time, guys. Cheers. Love you all. Thank you.